John tightens his grip on the wooden sword, sweat dripping down his brow as Akira-sensei watches silently. They stand in a quiet dojo hidden beneath pine trees in Kyoto. John's heart pounds not from his clumsy swings, but from the nagging voice inside him telling him he's not good enough. What if the real battle isn't with others but with the man staring back in the mirror? John's biggest lesson with Akira-sensei isn't about sword techniques. It's about something far smaller and surprisingly harder than beating an opponent. John thought he'd train with fancy sword moves right away, but Akira-sensei handed him a hatchet and sent him to chop wood. Day after day, John chopped logs that seemed endless and carried buckets of water from the well. It was boring, slow, and felt useless. Yet each swing refined his focus, patience, and discipline, the unseen muscle of a true samurai. This daily grind isn't punishment, it's like building a spiritual muscle fiber. Imagine your skill as a tower. The flashy stuff is the tip, but if the unseen base isn't solid, it collapses. Chop wood, carry water teaches you that tiny faithful acts aren't wasted, they're the seeds of strength grown underground. John realized rushing through the basics was like building a house on sand. His impatience made him clumsy, frustrated, and ready to quit, but surrendering to the grunt work forged his stamina and character. The twist: mastery never glitters, it's faithfulness to the invisible, boring little tasks that makes you unstoppable. John's toughest battle isn't the dojo rival or a fierce samurai. It's that relentless inner critic that whispers he's not enough. Akira-sensei calls it the greatest enemy. At night, John stared at his weary reflection. Every misstep echoed as failure. His enemy wasn't outside but inside, self-doubt, fear, and impatience masking as truth. Akira-sensei told him, "You must defeat this enemy daily or you'll never step into your true power." A samurai's sword can't help if his spirit surrenders first. This mirror fight is like a chess match inside your mind. When you tie your identity to a win or loss, you get stuck in traps: shame, pride, comparison. The book shows why your worth can't be tangled with your accomplishments, or else every stumble feels like defeat, not growth. Once John learned to watch thoughts without judgment, he gained control. He stepped back from results and embraced being a learner, not a label. That mindset shift turned crushing setbacks into secret fuel. The irony: surrendering to the outcome gave him the power he'd been chasing all along. In the end, John's journey isn't a straight shot to sword mastery. It's a wildfire of failures and faithfulness, breaking down and building up all at once. John had moments where the grind broke him, where every step felt heavy and pointless. But Akira-sensei taught him to bend his heart toward gratitude for the chance, the lessons, even the pain. Gratitude wasn't fluff, it was the furnace that forged resilience and joy in the daily struggle. Watching other students, John often fell into the comparison trap: who's faster, stronger, more gifted? But Akira-sensei warned, comparison is a thief, it steals joy and focus. He taught that each warrior's path is unique, and the only battle you should fight is against your own yesterday self. Interestingly, talent without this grind became a curse for John. Natural gifts made early success easier but bred arrogance and complacency. The real edge came from the daily shove through discomfort and doubt. Talent didn't save him, faithfulness did. That's why someone less gifted but consistent outshines fast risers. Back in that quiet Kyoto dojo, John's sweat-soaked hands are no longer trembling. That man in the mirror still stares, but now John greets him with a nod of respect. Here's your challenge. Pick one chop wood and carry water task today, one faithful, boring act, and own it completely. Mastery hides in the mundane, and that's where your real journey begins. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.